Hello, my friend, fellow traveler through space and time. If you're finding this video today, it's because you're ready to let go of fear. Before we can truly let go of fear, we gotta ask ourselves, what purpose does fear play in our lives? Because I don't feel like fear exists for no reason. So why is it that we have all of these fears given to us? What purpose do they serve? Well, a simple way to put it would be to protect us, right? These fears are put here to protect us so we don't hurt ourselves, for survival, to stay alive, right? Why are people afraid of heights? So they don't fall off a cliff, right? Why do we fear? One of the most common fears is what we don't know, right? Like, we fear what we don't know because we don't know what it could do to us. So our safety is in jeopardy. One of the biggest fears that a lot of people have is public speaking. Why? Really, it's because we're afraid of being judged. But how does that connect with our sense of safety? Well, you want people to like you because we're social creatures. So when you're accepted by your community, it makes survival a lot easier, right? But sometimes we fear things that are irrational, and a lot of times we actually create the thing in our life that we fear the most. And we don't want that. Obviously, a lot of these fears are things we don't want to experience. But then by giving it all that mental energy and imagining those scenarios in our head, we then create that in our reality, that thing that we fear so much. But you might say, Mars, well, if I had no fears, like, wouldn't I just die? Like, what's stopping me from jumping off a cliff? And you don't need fear to not jump off a cliff, right? Like, I'm not gonna jump off a cliff because I'm not afraid to. But really, what you have is caution, and caution's not the same as fear. It's important to be careful, but that doesn't have to come from a place of fear. That can come from a place of love, right? So you can have caution without having fear. And towards what you don't know, many of us find ourselves afraid, but if you're watching this video and you're still here with me, it's because maybe you have a sense of curiosity around what you don't know, instead of having a sense of fear. But so many people on this earth that we share are afraid of what they don't know, and they don't want to question the unknown. But part of overcoming fear is definitely going to be sitting with that which you don't know. And I think that letting go of fear is vital to having an amazing life. And this is confirmation that you are ready for that it's already happening for you. If this video found you, it's because you've already begun to notice those shifts. You've started to see small changes, not only within yourself, but your surroundings and the people around you and the situations you find yourself in, and also how you react to those situations. Because when we act out of genuine curiosity, genuine love, then we begin to find answers, but also create the life for ourselves, which is aligned with our purpose and our highest selves, and with what we love about ourselves and about life. right? Because this is such a blessing, all of this. And there's no need to be afraid. What is the thing that people fear most? Hard to generalize everybody, but I'd say a big one is death. And why do we fear death? Well, for exactly what I was just talking about, right? Like, we fear death because of two reasons. Of course, it contradicts with our survival, and we don't know where we'll be going. But this fear of death, of non-existence, why? Why is it there? What are we afraid of? If you're watching this, it's because you've already found your true essence of who you are, or you are very, very close to finding out that death is an illusion, right? What is death other than transformation? We are always transforming. Death is around us all the time. What happened to the 5-year-old version of you? That little kid. Where is that little kid? You could say that they're inside of you, and they are, but also in physical reality, where is that kid? He's gone. You could say that kid is dead. You're still here, which means what you are isn't that little kid, and the version of you that is right now, even if you don't die, the version of you that you are right now will inevitably die before you do. But what is this you that stays alive the whole time? What is this you that is consistent? Because all these different versions of you die and die and die and die, but you are still here. And we think that when we leave our final version of our body, that then we actually die. But what about all those other versions of you that died before that final version of you? And how do you know that's the final version of you? What do you define as yourself? You are completely infinite. The fear is an illusion, and the fear has been blocking you from tapping in to your abundance and into your infinite love and awareness that we are all a part of. Fear is the illusion, right? Fear are lies. But it's fear that stops us from digging deeper and deeper, because not only are we afraid to die in the physical sense, but also so many of us are what we think we are. We aren't what we think we are. We just are. But the fear is stopping you from untangling this whole mess inside your brain of who and what am I? Because to untangle that, to tap into your purest essence, means death. So it's not like fear is just to not jump off a cliff, to not just, hurt yourself in a physical way. It's also protecting the idea of you, which is another reason we fear what we don't know. Because learning also creates new, and to evolve and to grow is also death. Birth and death are part of the same dichotomy. That is transformation, right? Every death is a birth, and every birth is the death of something else. Both are illusions. But I give thanks to all of you watching and for the opportunity to move through these transformations. And know that these transformations are part of life and that you're not alone. And that there are many of us out here on the planet in a constant flow of transformation. But there is solid ground. There is something you can hold on to, right? That essence of you that is always transforming, there is something in there that is eternal. And it could be overwhelming to be in this constant state of change and change and change and change. But there is something, someone that is experiencing the change, and that thing, there is no quality to that thing. That is isness. That is what we are. And at least in that isness, in that pure being, we can find knowing, and we can find stability, and we can find peace. And there's no need to fear it. It is an incredibly beautiful thing. And there's no need to fear that which is, and there's no need to fear change either. And the more we can learn to embrace it, the more positive we can feel about it, the easier it becomes, and the more it allows us to tap in to a reality and to create a life for ourselves that is in our highest alignment. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I congratulate you on being brave and on letting go of fear and in stepping into your authenticity. I love you all so much. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed, and stay connected. Peace out.